Black Phone 2, aka The Dream Child. So, when the Black Phone first released back in 2022, it was a welcome surprise hit in horror with a great premise of a kid being able to talk to spirits that help him survive this maniac called the Grabber. It was a hit at the time, and while the sequel was greenlit, it would take 3 years for it to come out, and that might be its biggest strength. A good story takes time to develop, and if they had fast-tracked it, there's no way it would have been this good, but with ideas to play with, Scott Dickerson and C. Robert Cargill, make sure I'm saying that name properly, give us a film worth watching. Now, to begin. This film is all about the consequences of its predecessor. While the original film is awesome with such a satisfying story arc for Finn as he defeats the Grabber, The Black Phone 2 is definitely more about Gwen coming to terms with her powers and her abilities and confronting them, along with the long-standing issues that Finn has with PTSD and what he's dealing with. There are also a lot of loops in this film to get closed from the original that would only have come from a great writing team. I won't give spoilers yet, but I will say the acting is top-notch, with Mason and Madeline giving such a great performance for the parts that made them arguably household names. Ethan Hawke returns as the Grabber, and it is a job well done. I want to say he comes back as, I want to say a vengeful spirit, but he's more like a vengeful demon who's out to hurt Finn in the worst way possible by targeting Gwen, who also has powers that they both inherited from their mother. Now, while the scares are great, it's more suspenseful. Also, really does get your heart racing a lot of the time with the easy to follow on lore and understanding like what's going on. Like, Gwen can see the Grabber, but we know the people who are alive can't see the Grabber. They play with that a lot, and I like it. The background of the mountains is also really beautiful. It's a great backdrop for this horror thriller, and as we all know, snow and blood mix very well. There's also a thing with the Grabber telling Finn that hell isn't ablaze, it's cold, like ice, but it burns all the same. The technique of using the 8mm film as a way to distinguish between the dream world and the real world is also creative and aesthetically pleasing. I can't sing the praises of this film enough, and for me at least, it's going to be an 8 out of 10. Now, that said, we're going to jump into the spoiler room brawl in 3, 2, 1. So when I mentioned the themes of bridging, there's a lot to talk about. Now, let's start with the fact that the film opens with Finn and Gwen's mother in 1957 at the lake where the majority of this film takes place, calling Gwen to bring her here, but she doesn't know it yet. It's a full circle moment. It's almost like it was preordained that Finn and Gwen would end up in the Grabber's sights and they would end up defeating him. We also see that Finn isn't afraid to fight, but he's also maybe a little too heavy on the weed. Now look, it's not an anti-drug PSA, not by any stretch of the imagination, but there's a big difference between indulging in something to relax versus numbing yourself from the pain because you don't want to confront what happened to you. The father is an AA and is getting better, which is actually a really nice change of pace. In most films, they would double down with the alcoholism. Gwen is haunted by dreams that push her to go to the camp to find out what happened to the original victims of the Grabber, with Finn and her boyfriend Emilio. Now, I won't be able to break down the entire plot because it would take too long and there's a lot of details, but I will touch on some of the big things. Firstly, the Grabber was a counselor at this lake camp thing, where those 3 boys first went missing. That's what caused the camp to close down. He went by Wild Bill Hickok. We still don't know the official name of the Grabber. Also, in order to free those boys, they need to find their bodies. The Grabber is appearing to Gwen in her dreams, in like the astral plane or spirit world vision or like the dream world. I'm not sure what to call this, but he is after her to get to Finn. But Gwen slowly learns to use her powers and fight back. It's very in the vein of like Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, but honestly, I find these 2 films better than any Nightmare on Elm Street film, if I'm being honest. And then in a really satisfying final act, we have the father, Finn, and Gwen all breaking down, with Gwen calling out Finn's dependence on weed to feel numb because he doesn't want to confront his trauma, while the father, he's a bit of a control freak. He can't come to terms with the fact that his wife passed away via self-deletion, but Gwen tells him it wasn't his fault, it was the Grabber. And she even provides proof, showing how could I know this, Dad, unless I saw it. Like, Mom didn't off herself. It was him. Father of someone being forced to confront the fact that it's real. The Grabber also did it because she was able to figure out his first victim, or figure out who he was. So, with the pieces on the board, our third act is a race against time to try and find the bodies of the boys in the lake, while the Grabber is trying to kill everyone at night. He's also sure as hell bent on getting revenge on Finn and Gwen because, man, it gets bloody in a hurry. He also beats the hell out of Finn while he can. However, Gwen, with the help of the 3 boys, are able to get the Grabber under control and fight back. And it's wonderful watching his victims be the ones to win and put him down. The Grabber is ultimately beaten to a cold and bloody pulp before he's sealed in ice forever? I'm not quite sure. If they do a part 3, I'm gonna imagine it's probably gonna be like a possession film. It could also be that they bring in Mia Hawke as like the next grabber. That could work. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, overall for me, an outstanding movie, an outstanding sequel. Everything that sequel should be in a reckoning to what happened in the original. Again, I recommend it for everyone. What did you think of the Black Phone Part 2? Let us know down below, and we'll catch y'all next time. We'll see everybody.